Welcome back to our conversation with Senator Ed Markey. And Senator, we're hearing in the past week now that the Mueller report may be released shortly. There's no legal requirement that it be made public. What will you do if it comes out and they try to keep it secret?
Well, that's our great concern, that Attorney General Barr will take this report, sanitize it, reduce it down to something that actually doesn't give the American people the information they need about all of the evidence that was out there with regard to the compromise of the election of 2016. And then ultimately, as a result, if he takes that action, we'll have to subpoena that entire document that Mueller has put together, because the American people have a right to know what happened. We cannot allow Barr to serve as an obstacle to all that information being put in the hands of the American people.
Can that subpoena be squashed?
Well, again, I think we could be heading for a constitutional crisis if Barr decides that he's just going to take an exhaustive study put together by Mueller, reduce it down to a two-page summary, send it up to the United States Congress, and then say, no problem, move on. Now, that's the worst-case scenario. Hopefully, this report will, in fact, be made available to the Congress and to the American people, and we'll have a full understanding of what, in fact, did occur, potentially in terms of collusion between the Trump campaign, the Trump White House, and the Russians.
I want to move on, but is there any doubt in your mind that if it is suppressed and the legal challenges fail, that it'll be leaked?
I can't say that, but a document of that magnitude, in terms of its historic importance to our country, is something that probably has a likelihood of being leaked, but I don't know that that's going to happen, because I don't know that we'll ever reach that stage. Perhaps we will have a full, exhaustive study handed over to the Congress and the American people. That remains to be seen.
Now, you're up for re-election next year. You're running, right?
Yes, I am.
Okay, there's no question about that. I wondered, ever since last fall, what went through your mind when you saw Ayanna Pressley unseat Mike Capuano?
See, my thought is that I have to do my job every single day. I have to fight to make sure that the things that the people of Massachusetts want me to stand up for are the things that I'm doing every single day. So on climate change, on net neutrality, on the fentanyl epidemic in our state, on issue after issue, the state has always wanted their senator to stand up and fight the fights that they would fight if they were on the floor of the Senate. And that's what I have done, and that's what I'm going to continue to do. And then, ultimately, the people have given me the honor of representing the state over the years, and I'm going to continue to work as hard as I can every single day to earn that trust. This is the most energized I've ever been in my career. It's like a Trump a day. I wake up every day to a Trump tweet trying to undo health care, environment, protections across the board that I have worked to put on the books. So I take it very personal, and I know the people of Massachusetts do as well. And that's what I try to represent. And as I run for re-election, I'll be running on that platform.
All right. Unfortunately, our time is up. We're just able to scratch the surface here, but our conversation will continue on Studio BZ, our weekly podcast, which drops every Wednesday. Please go online to cbsboston.com and check that out. Senator Markey, thanks.
Thank you. Thanks for having me on, John.
Good luck. And that's it for me. Now it's back over to my colleagues for more WBZ News.